everyone. I'm Adrienne. Welcome back to yoga, or welcome for the first time. If it is your first time tuning in, we'll go through about 60 minutes today, and I'm feeling a little bit like low flow today. So we're going to stay close to the ground. We're going to move kind of slow. And if that's not your go-to or preferred method of movement, give it a chance, give it an open mind, and even if you don't enjoy it in the moment, it's beneficial to try some new things every once in a while. My cats are getting very excited for dinner, which happens like right after this hour. So I'm gonna hope that they don't knock down my laptop screen, which has happened a bunch through these live streams, but they may come in and out of the stream, but otherwise, they're pretty well behaved. Grab a blanket, grab blocks or a block alternative, so a sturdy stack of books or some other rectangular shape that you can put some weight on. Pillow might be nice either as well, or a pillow might be nice. But to start, I have my blankie under my bum right now to start. And find a comfortable seat, so a seat that you can remain in for maybe 4 minutes to start today. And then once you found that seat, maybe rock side to side. Just let the pieces of your body kind of like imagine sand falling through water, just allowing things to sift down and settle. Let the chin lower towards the chest and lower the eyes. So you can soften the gaze, or you can close the eyelids up altogether. Trying to maintain, or if we notice that we don't have relaxation in the facial muscles, see if you can remind yourself, hey, let's ease up. See if we can soften the cheeks, the eyebrows, the forehead, and those eyelids. And we're keeping the belly soft, but see if you can draw up through the seat, up through the spine, and up through the crown of the head, like you have a string pulling all the way up towards the ceiling, encouraging you to stack each part of the spine, one piece on top of the other. Notice if the hands are gripping, and instead allow them to soften and open, resting on the thighs or the knees. Notice the motion in the torso. So notice how the breath is causing your body to move. Notice the way your body is moving, not on command, just by default, naturally. Notice how the breath feels. Maybe it's the first time you are stepping back to notice each breath. That is challenge enough. Just keep watching the breath. And regardless of the character of the breath, whatever flavor or pace it's occurring at this first check-in, let's begin to lengthen and smooth it out. So maybe in your head you start counting up to 4 and then counting down from 4. So counting up to whichever number you prefer on your inhale, and then on your release, on your exhale, counting back down. Cycling through that count. You can also increase that count to lengthen the period of the breath in and out. And just notice, is that stressful, or are you able to gain the benefit of relaxation or calming from slowing the cadence of the breath? And I'll invite you to bring both hands over the center of the chest, keeping the head bowed, both in honor and gratitude for the ability to come to your seat, to this dedicated spot in time, in what may be a very busy day, and is undoubtedly a very busy time in life, no matter who or where you are. If nothing else, let this next 55-ish minutes just be dedicated to that expression, or let that be that expression of gratitude. Let the hands fall into the lap. And you can keep the eyes closed, but we're going to start to move, so totally your preference. We're going to start taking circles, neck rolls to the right, letting the weight of the head guide us in one direction at first. So we are rolling to the right, letting the head bob back, tilting left, and then releasing the chin down to the chest. That one more time. Then we'll reverse. So first tilt the ear towards the left shoulder, dip the head back, rolling over now, right ear to right shoulder, chin down to the chest. Can quicken or slow this roll, the rate of the roll, however you like. You can stop for a moment to marinate in a sticky or a clicky spot, and then let the chin tuck towards the chest and just rock the head, kind of tick-tock. Back and forth, just maybe, what is that, 4 to 6 on the clock. Not a big movement, and then a contour rest at center. I guess it's not 4 to 6, it's 5 to 7, sorry. But we're done anyway. I just found myself feeling a little dizzy from all the head circles, and so if you let the pendulum slow gradually, it's always nice. So, before we move out of our seat, I'm going to place the left palm on the floor. And if you can introduce a bend to the elbow, you can do that. We're going to first press the palm into the floor as much as you can. If you can't reach the floor, grab that trusty block or book, whatever, and flatten and press the palm into that surface. Looks in the right arm straight and alongside the ear, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Pull the right shoulder down and back, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And then we're just going to tilt over to the left, trying to keep your right hip low and heavy. We're just bending into the left side and thus stretching the right side ribs. See if you can tilt the chest open and up towards the ceiling while twisting the right pinky finger down towards the floor, thumb up, palm facing back. So you've got some nice external rotation in the arm and the shoulder. And we're opening up, cracking open the chest. Pressing the floor away, that palm, forearm, whichever. Let that left arm be a kickstand for the torso rather than collapsing over. Reach out of the right hip, reach out of the right shoulder. And then notice the breath inflating the right side, chest, ribs. And then before we come out, bend the elbow and draw it down to the right and pinch the shoulder blades together on the back. Palm faces forward. This is just another way to experience that opening sensation across the chest. Pull the elbow down and towards the center of the back. And look up towards the ceiling, or if that doesn't feel good, just look straight ahead. Extend the arm overhead one more time, and then press the floor away, spring up, back to center. We'll take it to the other side. If you're using that block, put it on the right side, right palm nice and flat, pressed all the way into that surface. We're sitting directly over, well, we're sitting on our pelvis, but our shoulders and heads are floating directly over the pelvis, that grounded seated portion. We'll extend the left arm up alongside the left ear, fingertips go up, pull the left shoulder down away from the ears, maybe pull the shoulder blades together on the back. And lastly, see if you can draw the low ribs in if they flared out. That's all just to bring the spine back into a line underneath the head and on top of the pelvis. So just stacking for stability. And it might cause your abdominal muscles to turn on a little bit. So reach up out of that left hip, out of the left shoulder, press the right palm into the floor or the block, and bend the right elbow as we start to turn, bending to the right this time. As you breathe, see if you can direct or just sense the breath affecting the left armpit, the left ribs, spaces between the ribs. Maybe you even experience some cracking. Okay. And then maybe you're able to just rotate the left pinky down towards the floor, towards the face, and the left thumb up towards the ceiling. Palm is starting to face back, so we're externally rotating the left arm. Gaze can look up under the left armpit, or if that's a strain on the neck, you can just look down or straight ahead. Stay heavy in the left hip. Press the floor away with the right palm. You can bend into the elbow a little more if you like. And work to twist open and up. Now, introduce that kind of cactus arm, pinch the shoulder blades on the back, and pull the left elbow down to the left side. Left palm faces forward. Just cracking the chest open. Feel the heart go forward and maybe up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. And one more time, extend the left arm long overhead, press the right floor away, and spring up to center. We're going to twist over to the left this time, so cross the right hand over to the left knee. We're going to start to twist open to the left, and try to keep your gaze in line with the rest of your lower spine, okay? So don't lead, try not to lead with your gaze, with your neck. You're going to place your fingers or your palm of the left hand on the floor behind you and just press the floor away. So now you're using left hand as a kickstand to twist to the left. And you can make this as I would recommend against this being, a powerful pulling type of twist since we're so early in the practice. It's always up to you. But for it to stay more passive, just let the right hand rest on the left knee. If you want to introduce a little more stretch, more rotation, you can start to press the right knee or the left knee with the right hand away. You can still try to pinch the shoulder blades on the back, so you're now opening to the left, looking at the left side. And now let's bring our attention back to the breath rather than this directed intentional movement of the bigger body parts. So now our torso is more restricted, place where our lungs are more compressed in this twist. So we'll notice that taking an inhale is going to make us feel a little differently than where we have big open lungs. And see if on the inhale you can experience lifting up out of the torso, out of the pelvis. Again, reimagine that string pulling up through the crown of the head, pulling to straighten the spine. And on the exhale, softening, and perhaps you feel the twist a little more. The rotation might increase by 0.5 millimeter. Buddy, you hungry? Again, see if you can experience a feeling of lifting, lengthening, and strengthening on the inhale, and softening to turn towards the left. Release that right hand on the knee, slowly rotate back to center. Take a deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly, and hold. And release, sigh the breath out the mouth. All right, now we'll reach with the left hand over to the right knee, right fingertips reach behind us, and we will slowly start to turn over to the right. So we're aiming to guide this movement maybe with our shoulder, maybe with our chest. If we have a beacon on our breastbone, let's keep our gaze in line with the direction of that beacon. Maybe we'll start out by focusing on the sensation and the effect of the breath on the body. So we'll take a deep inhale to lift, lengthen, and stack the spine. And exhale to relax and potentially rotate slightly more. Inhale, lengthen, stack, growing out of the pelvis. And soften in the exhale. Maybe your beacon is gradually turning by millimeter to the right. Pinch the shoulder blades on the back to spread the collarbones. Keep that right shoulder open and back. Take another breath. And exhale, relax. Then we'll release the grip from the knee, spin back to our center. Take a deep breath through the nose, down into the belly. Get tall, get buoyant in the belly, and release. Okay, great. Now we will move a little more. So if you are on a blanket, you can move it out of the way, or if you'd like to use it for padding on the knees, you can do that. I might do that right now. We're going to come into our tabletop position. So knees are the same-ish width as our hips and are directly under the hips. I'm going to take the sweater off because you can't really see anything going on. And our palms are nice and spread, fingertips wide, and the wrists are out under our shoulders. We have a nice squarish, or I guess rectangular shape, tabletop shape in our, I guess the whole body. So let's press the floor away, pull a navel in just to feel sturdy, centered, gathered. Notice if you stopped breathing and reintroduce. Then we'll just take a couple cycles of cat and cow. So in our cow, we lower the belly, feel the tailbone tipping up towards the ceiling, press the floor away, but spread the collarbones, gaze can lift up. Big inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Let the tailbone lower, gaze and head lower, and the spine flexes up towards the ceiling. Pull the navel in. Inhale for the cow, belly down, gaze up. Exhale for the cat, spine curves up. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So we'll go through those 2 destinations at a pace that feels good for you. You can make some stops along the way between those 2 destinations. Maybe letting the hips rock side to side, looking over one shoulder and the other. Maybe envisioning the chest as a barrel and taking some circles like we're a spatula on the inside of a barrel, scraping out peanut butter. That's a classic yoga teacher metaphor. Taking circles, barrel rolls, and cat-cow. And switch directions if you hadn't already, if you are doing this weird peanut butter metaphor experience. And then we have our toes tucked behind us. I'm just going to press the floor away, same as we did before. So we're going to work to kind of straighten the arms and reintroduce external rotation. So that means that if we bend the arms a little bit, we can see, hopefully, that we have these little soft spots on the other side of our bony parts of the elbows. Work to bring those towards one another and then forward. So the soft parts of the elbows have beacons on them this time. They're pointing forward. Press the floor away and feel the shoulder blades spread across the back. So kind of puffing the back side, the upper back side of the backside of the chest, top of the back. And with our toes tucked, engage the belly, and now lift the knees, even just 1/2 inch off the floor. So you're levitating, breathing as you do this. Keep pressing the floor away, keep pulling the belly in, letting the breath move freely, kind of. One more breath. And release, lower the knees back down. Let's sit back on the heels. You can keep the toes tucked if possible. And introduce a nice flex to the sole of the foot, the fascia of the feet. Maybe you kind of glance down at your toes and you can pull your baby toe, your pinky toe under, just trying to have the underside of all 5 toes, or however many toes you have, trying to have the underside of them on the mat facing forward. And then you might feel like it's really wobbly or unstable sitting all the way back on your heels. And you might not make it there anyway, and you might be here anyway, but in case you felt insecure about it, it's quite all right to be facing and leaning forward on your hands. So if you're there, you are just incredibly self-aware and do the right thing, which is default to positions that serve you best. So we'll take another slow breath in and out in this little expression of the feet and toes. And then we'll rock forward, just coming back into that tabletop. All right, untuck the toes so the tops of the feet are on the mat. Maybe tap it out, little top of the foot massage, spot massage. And then we're going to experiment with a little tiger pose. So I'm going to keep both palms grounded, elbow points facing forward. lift up through the belly, lift up through the upper back, puff it up. We're gonna kick right leg back out straight in front of us. You can have the heel kind of kicking out through the heel, toes face down, or you can let the toes be loose, whatever. Just try to have the direction of the toes, whether they are flexed or pointed down towards the floor. So we just want to have the two hips kind of in line above the floor rather than opening up. See if you can tuck that right hip down, okay? Keep pressing the floor away, pull in through the belly. That's just for support. And then we're going to lift in that elevated leg and pull the chest forward through the shoulders. Gaze comes up, so we have a little bit of cow here. Press the floor away and now curve like your cat and pull the knee into the forehead or the nose. And this is theory where if we're going faster, this will be your exhale. And then kick it out, let the belly dip a little bit, gaze forward, maybe up, extend out like your cat. All right, exhale, little cat, knee to head. Inhale, there's your cow. All right, so that's part one. Knee to head, exhale. Part two, going to kick the leg out. And maybe we extend the left arm forward. So now it is balancing. I'm starting to feel my left glute turn on as well. Before it was just the right. Inhale, extend both the arm and the leg forward and back, away from one another. Press into that right palm. Press into the shin and the top of the left foot on the ground. Lift both the hand and the foot a little higher and relax. Knee and hand return to the mat. Maybe shake the hips side to side. And press the seat back towards the feet. Knees to go wide. Walk the arms forward. Take a little break in child's pose. Arms can be straight or they can just rest on the ground. Letting the forehead come towards the mat. And trying to stay heavy in the hips. All right, walk yourself back up to a tabletop. Do the other side. All right, so this time, kick out through the left foot. Pulling the left hip down in line with the right. Belly button up. And we'll kick out through left foot. Inhale, chest and gaze goes up for a little cow. Exhale, knee to head or nose or something underneath you. Curving the spine. And we're in our cat. Inhale, extend for our cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, extend. Exhale for cat. All right, moving into phase two. Inhale, extend for our cow. And maybe we float the right hand forward. Thumb facing up, pinky finger facing down, palm faces the left. Pull the belly button in. Lower the left hip down towards the right. Kicking out through floating left foot and extending through the fingers and the arm of the floating right hand. Inhale to get a little higher in the hand and foot. Maybe the gaze lifts too. And exhale, return hand, knee to the mat. Shake out the hips. And send everything back. Take a break. And child pose. All right, we have two more versions of this. I'm just gonna move blanket out of the way because it's a little unstable for me. All right, so next, let's start on our right side again, or both sides are gonna be part of it, but we'll extend our right leg long. We'll extend our left arm forward if you like that. If you didn't want to do that, or you just don't want to do it, that's fine. Return it back down to the mat. Or if you want to keep going, do something different, extend that left arm forward. We're going to turn the left thumb down to the mat, so the palm now faces left. We're going to, make like a big circle, like you're doing backstroke with the left arm, and you're going to bend the right knee, and maybe you can catch the foot or the ankle of your right foot. And that might be it. Keep pushing the floor away with the right palm. See if you can flex the foot, so stamp the right foot up towards the ceiling, and maybe it'll start lifting the rest of the leg with it. And breathe, of course. I struggle to remember. Keep pressing the floor away. So we're opening up through our left shoulder. Getting a little back bend practice. And keep kicking with that left hand. Pull the belly button in. And we'll release. But pause. Extend both arms. Both arm and leg out. And then return to the mat. Shake out the hips. Knees can go a little wide. Let's work it out. And press back briefly for child's pose. And then we'll come back up to your tabletop. Okay. Again, if you don't like this, do some version of our cat. You can just do cat cow if you want, whatever. But if you're following along, if you are humoring me through the internet, kick your left foot out behind you, pull that left hip down in line with the right, pull the belly button in, press down through the hands. All right, lift the right hand forward. And now we rotate the arm inward, so right thumb points down, right palm faces right. We're going to kick. We're going to bend our left knee and kick the left foot towards the bum. Back stroke with the right arm, and maybe we catch the left foot. You can start by just kicking the left foot into that floating hand, and then you can start to pull back on the foot with the hand. Pushing and pulling to gradually open up the chest. Keep pressing the floor away with that grounded arm and hand. Pull the belly button in. And maybe you feel the left foot going up towards the ceiling. Take another breath in to inflate. And exhale, extend everything forward and back. And then ground the knee, ground the hand. Spread the knees, descend the hips. Back for one more child's pose. Inhale and exhale out the mouth. All right, come back to your tabletop. We got one more version, and it will be very abbreviated because your wrist might be starting to act up. Okay, so we're in our tabletop, which means shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. All we're gonna do is tuck the toes, lift the knees up, away. Now kick right foot back, trying to keep that left knee close to the ground but hovering. Now put it back, keep both knees hovering. Kick out the left foot behind you and replace it. Okay, take a breath, knees down, shake out the arms, roll out the shoulders. And then the final, we'll do, that was part A, we'll do part B, and then there will be part C that puts A and B together. Okay, back to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the knees, push the floor away. We're gonna shift our weight slightly into the left hand, extend right palm forward, trying to keep right knee low, right hip down in line with left. Replace right hand back down, coming back to our neutral tabletop, but floating. And now our weight shifts into right hand-ish, pull up through the belly, float the left hand up and forward. Replace hand, sit back, take a breath. Out of shape, I am. We are helping each other out. And this is also just mind gymnastics. All right, so we'll do one last thing that puts it all together. And I'm kind of gonna shift because I keep kicking my plant. All right, come back into that floating tabletop. Press the floor away, pull the belly up. See if you can kick left foot back. Forward, flow the right hand forward. Okay, replace foot and hand, and we'll switch it out. Extend the right leg back. Ooh, and lift left hand. Oh man. All right. You can do it one more time if you want, but this is a big challenge. And time is flying. So to take a break, untuck the toes, sit back on the heels, shift the seat back onto the heels, and just rest there. Tuck the chin in towards the chest, but get long through the spine. Same old cues. Try to soften in the hands. Feel heavy in the elbows to draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Sense the heart beating. Mine is pitter-pattering quite fast. And I like to imagine that once I pay attention to my heart rate and my pace of breathing, I like to imagine them joined up, and that since I have control over my breath, if I slow down the breath, it's like it's supporting the heartbeat. It's like holding the heartbeat's hand. It's like, okay, let's slow down. Let's not rush through this walk through the woods. Let's enjoy it together. And it may take some digging in the heels, right? But my breath is like, come on, slow down. Come on. And eventually it happens, I think. All right. Breath and heartbeat walk through the woods and peanut butter barrel. Those are two metaphors for today's class. All right. We're going to come to standing kneeling. Okay, so this can be face the side of your mat. So if you stick out your arms, one hand is at the top, one is at the bottom, or the other end of the mat, whatever. Okay, we're going to step the left knee out to the left. Toes are facing to the left. Look down at your heel and make sure it's stamped underneath your left knee. Your right toes are jutting straight back out of your left knee, okay? So right toes point back, left toes point left. We're going to extend the left arm straight down to the left side and start to press the back of the arm and hand into the inner line of the left leg. And then we will just sweep right arm up overhead, fingertips go up. We have thumb back, pinkies forward, pull the low ribs in, and we'll start to lean to the left. Maybe that left hand starts to go closer towards the floor. Does this feel familiar? Start to open up through the chest, maybe pinching the shoulder blades together, but guide the shoulder, the right shoulder down and away from the ear. Gaze up underneath the right hand or down to the side towards the left fingers is fine too. And now sense how the breath feels in the right side body. Keep pressing the left thigh away, pulling the left shoulder down as well. And then we'll come up to center. All right, I said that felt familiar. Hopefully you sense that that was like when you were sitting and doing our seated side opening when we first began. All right, hands straight out to either side. We're going to go down towards the floor on the right side. If the floor is really far away, grab your block. Bring the floor closer, plant the right palm on that surface, and we have the left hand going out and up and overhead. Okay, Same feeling, working to twist the left pinky finger down, right thumb up, look up towards the thumb. Pulling both shoulders down and back to crack open the chest. And now sense how the breath amplifies this opening to left. All right, bring the arm back down. We're going to pull ourselves up like we can grab on to a rope somewhere over here on the left, and then push the floor away on the right and push, pull, center. Okay, now we are going to rotate the left heel back. So now we have the toes of the left foot pointing forward, heel pointing back. Nothing changes on our right leg and right foot. We're going to go back down into that side, the right side. So our right hand is planted on the ground or on that block. And we're just going to kind of heel toe the foot, the left leg out so we can gradually straighten the top. You can see I have my baggy pants on, so you can only see the line on the top of my leg, but my left leg is straight. And we're pressing to the outer edge of the left foot. Pressing into the floor to straighten the arm and push out of the shoulder on the right arm. And your hand can stay on your hip like this, or you can sweep it up towards the ceiling or over the ear. Nice long line, modified side plank. I stopped naming poses for a while, so there's one if that makes you feel more comfortable. All right, left hand goes up towards center and out to the side. Press the floor away on the right, come up to center. Step, left knee under left toe. We are in standing kneel. All right, other side. If you're using the block, swap sides. How did we begin? Start by stepping right foot out to the side, right heel under right knee, hands on the hips. Feel nice and sturdy and centered here. Left toes are pointing straight back out of the left knee. Extend both arms out, and now we're going to externally rotate right hand. So right palm faces forward, and the back of the hand is pressing into the inner right thigh. Okay, and then we're going to extend the left arm up, starting to bend to the right. Keep pressing the back of the right arm into the right inner thigh. Maybe you look up towards the left thumb overhead. What's going on with your shoulders? See if you can pull the shoulder blades together, which pulls the shoulder heads down away from the ears. And feel that cracking open in the chest. Sense how the breath amplifies the stretch and the expansion in the left side body. Take one more breath. And then release left hand out to the side. Pull yourself up. Both hands out to a T. All right. This is where we're going to bend over to the left side. So if you have the block, place left hand down onto it. Sweep the right hand up overhead. And then maybe it comes over the ear. Nothing changed in your right leg. So it's still kind of bent and funky. We're pressing the two hips forward. We're reaching out of the right shoulder. We're pressing the floor away, pressing out of the left shoulder. Gaze can go up under your right armpit. And then rather than come up, let's just heel toe that left foot. So the outer edge of your foot faces the short edge of your mat. And we are straightening the right leg. So draw up through the muscles of the right leg. Pull the right kneecap up towards the hip and the face. Press the floor away on the left side hand. And reach out of the right shoulder all the way out to the right fingertips. Long right line. Ooh. All right, press the floor away on the left side and we'll spring up. Standing kneel, come to center. All All right, shake out the arms, chicken dance. All right, what shall we do now? We're gonna come to seated on our bum again. And we have two options, all right? So we can do a nice kind of diamond-shaped cobbler pose or butterfly pose. So the feet come together, knees spill out wide. They might not look like this wide. They might look even wider, or they may look like this or higher. If you have those blocks, or you guys have pillows or something, put them underneath the thighs so you don't feel as vulnerable having the knees just hanging out. But if it's not bothering your knees, having them hanging in the air, that's great, whatever. You can walk the feet out away from the groin. So if you look down, you have a nice equilateral-ish, maybe not so equal in length on each side, but maybe you have an equilateral diamond. If you would like instead, you can gather the feet close to the groin instead. But today I'm going to walk us through this wider, more open diamond, okay? So if your knees are able to fall open a little bit, then this next cue might be for you. Or if your knees are up high, it might not be helpful, so just wait till the next one. So it's a great cue. It's reach underneath you and pull your butt flesh out and back on each side, kind of rocking to each side to accommodate it. And then maybe you can feel a little bit more of the bones that are in there somewhere, right? And then maybe you can sit back even a little bit on them. Maybe you felt like really hunched forward. Just make a little bit of a landing pad by pulling some stuff out of the way, okay? So soles of the feet are together. You can reach the arms up, inhale big, and exhale, fall over that space in the middle of the diamond. Let the head be heavy. And just let the torso fall where it falls, okay? So you may have a ton of space right here. If you are feeling sensation on the outer lines of your legs and hips, doesn't matter if you have a space here, that's good. If it feels, again, if you feel vulnerable having everything hanging, you can grab a block and put it under the chest. I don't know, I have some junk in the way here. But it looks like this block is boob height for me. If it's not, you can stack some more and it'll catch the belly or the chest wherever it falls. This is kind of funky. It doesn't feel too great to have it under the neck for me. You can also stack blocks side by side so it's a little more substantial rather than a teetering tower underneath you, okay? So if you have and want that support, get it installed. Nice fluffy pillow might be good too. You can at least feel the touch of comfort even if you're experiencing some discomfort and stretch in the legs. And I will zip it for a little while and we'll get quiet. Let the eyes close down. Give in to the weight of your head, your big old heavy head. Let it pull on your spine and feel the lengthening in the back of the neck. Remind yourself that you're breathing and re-invite yourself to sit next to the breathing, right? Experience it. Watch it happening. How does that breath feel now? Again, you can challenge yourself to lengthen out the in and the out breath. Smoothing it out. Let's take 3 more long breaths in this clamshell diamond, sleeping clamshell. And after 3, back the hands up. Keep the head low. Starting to come towards sitting upright, and last, bring the head up to end the ride. Take a circle right, and then left with the head. All right, you can keep the eyes closed for the remainder of the class, or you can blink them open briefly. We're just going to relocate to our backs. So come to sit, facing the long way of your mat if you weren't already. Knees are bent up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet on the floor. And then curl the back, hands extend forward. See if you can deposit one piece of the back on the floor at a time. Ending with the upper back, neck, and head. And let the hands drape out on either side of the body. You can keep the legs bent with the knees up in the air like so. Maybe move the feet out towards the edges of your mat, allowing the knees to knock in. If you like, you can extend the legs long to end. But wherever you choose to seal this practice, let it be as comfortable as possible. So if that means pausing for a second to grab a blanket or a pillow, something, go do it. We're not going anywhere. Jump right back in. But let this final pose be one where you can truly deposit the weight of the body into the ground. Start to sense the points where your body touches the floor. There may be many, many, many points. Maybe you feel like the whole back body is touching the floor. See then if you can sense what act more as anchoring points. What is receiving more weight than other parts of the back body that's in contact with the floor? And now bring your attention to the breath. Observing it move in and out the body. Now tie it in with those anchor points on the back body. When you inhale, you're pulling the breath through the back body, through those anchor points to inflate the body, and then the exhale. Everything relaxes down to push the breath out through the back body, down back into the earth. So we're picking up the breath on the inhale from the ground, inflating the body, all the good stuff, and then the exhale, deposit the stuff you no longer need. Do that a few more times, actively, and then let's relax into what is the natural breath for you right now. You can continue that visual pulling in breath and energy through the anchor points and sending it back out through the anchor points. Or if that's not enjoyable or isn't working for you, you can do anything else. Whichever visual or lack thereof works for you, I am going to leave you to that intimate relationship. You should hang out for a couple more minutes in peace. Give yourself a chance for the rest of the day comes to reclaim you. And I'll see you this time next week, and we can do it all again, but different. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day, have a restful, but a wonderful rest of your week. And it's the end of January. Hope you all have a lovely night. Peace.